He
in
got to go
moments.
to Mexico and participate in several matches.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at the news stick there, Dr. Bob, Arizona.
This check of the news, a service of Mellow Matt's Music and All on the corner of Small House and Scottsville Roads in the Twin Oaks Shopping Center next to that hut.
What?
A former Bowling Green man accused of murder in the death of his stepfather is seeking a new trial. 19-year-old Tanner Paraquet, currently of Ziegler, Illinois, is charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence in the death of 36-year-old Homer Bowling, who was shot May 15th, 2018, at the Brandywood Court home where Paraquet and his mother lived at the time. The previously scheduled June 23rd trial date was vacated at an April hearing when the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted court proceedings. Paraquet, who claimed he acted in self-defense, is free on a $50,000 bond that requires him to live with his grandmother in Illinois. Paraquet was 17 at the time of Bowling's death, but is being prosecuted as an adult. A Bowling Green woman was arrested Monday after allegedly hitting her boyfriend in the face with a fire extinguisher while he slept. Police were called around 10:20 p.m. to a disturbance at an apartment on Robin Road. 29-year-old Brandon Ragland told police he was hit with the fire extinguisher by 26-year-old Brandy Kersey. Officers say Kersey admitted to striking Ragland with the fire extinguisher, saying there had been an ongoing conflict for several weeks over her having friends at the apartment. Kersey remains in the Warren County Regional Jail on a domestic violence assault charge. Her bond is set at $1,000. Officers say Ragland had an apparent injury to the bridge of his nose, but declined medical treatment. This check of the weather, a service of Crocker Law Firm, representing people who've been injured. Go online at crockerfirm.com or call 270-846-3100 to schedule a free, no-obligation consultation. Expect the sunny skies today, high of 94. For tonight, partly cloudy, low of 73. Partly sunny on Thursday, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, a high of 93. Thursday night, mostly cloudy, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, a low of 73. And for Friday, partly sunny, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, a high near 90. The weather at BG.com weather orb shows the mostly sunny skies with 77 degrees downtown. I'm News and Weather Bob for D93.
It's the Tony Rose Morning Show, Bowling Green's Classic Rock D93. And of course, tonight or this afternoon, I should say, on Facebook Live on the Warren County Schools Facebook page, we're going to have another update on the upcoming reopening this August for Warren County Schools, where I'm honored to be part of that with so many other great leaders from our school community, including our guest at this time, Superintendent of the Warren County Schools, checking in with us again, Rob Clayton. Good morning, Rob. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, good morning, Tony. It's good to be with you, and certainly appreciate you giving us this opportunity to continue to communicate to our community. And as I said earlier, we're one day closer to working toward getting our kids back in school with our staff.
We talked a couple of weeks ago on Facebook Live with a great response community there with lots of great questions and feedback. But one thing we talked about was how important this week of the calendar is for August coming up here in literally about 1 month from now. What do we know new? And of course, we have lots of answers coming tonight, but what can you kind of preview as far as what we're going to learn tonight and what we've learned new this week? What's happening on the backside with you guys, with school boards and things like that?
Well, from the beginning, Tony, our priority has been to try to provide as much clarity in terms of the communication moving toward the reopening of school. And there's lots of questions out there because there's so many unknowns. We do feel like we have enough definitive information to allow our families to make an informed decision. But I will tell you, there's still going to be questions out there because it's new. And what we want our families to know that if they do choose to participate in the virtual academy because of the concerns of their students' well-being being in our schools, that the experience will be far better than what everyone experienced back in March when we had to close schools with very little notice. But it's not going to be commensurate with sending your child to school. We can't replicate the quality in the classroom through a virtual format. But again, they can trust us to provide a virtual learning experience that does have high quality. But again, if the safety piece is a concern to the point where they're not comfortable with their child being in school, then we're offering that option. And I think the final piece is we want our parents to know that are going to be sending their kids back to our schools. I'm going to be sending my daughter. You're going to be sending your kiddos. That we will do everything that we can to mitigate the spread of the virus. We will expect folks to be having face coverings. However, we also want our parents to know that every individual in our schools will not have a face covering. There's going to be medical exemptions for some potential staff and students. We're going to honor that. We can't social distance throughout the entire school day. It's not possible to do that, but that's why we have the face coverings, and we're going to ensure that our students follow that. And again, in terms of the quality of learning, we hope that it can mirror what's occurred in previous years. But the reality is we're going to have to spend some time teaching our students about some of these safety measures, and it is going to take some time throughout the school day to ensure that we are providing opportunities for proper, hand washing. The hygiene is critical. There's three components that we know we can emphasize with our students and our families, and that's the good hygiene, the face coverings, and then we're going to social distance when possible.
Right.
And we don't know what that'll look like in each individual school because we don't know how many students are going to be in our classrooms. We're anticipating 80-85% or better will have their child in our schools, but until we get through this intent form, which is what we're asking folks to do by Friday, is let us know what your intent is, and then we can really start to hone in on what those details are going to look like. And I think lastly, Tony, I want our parent community to know that we'll continue to answer and respond to questions. Our goal is to ensure that all of our students have a positive experience, whether it's through the virtual or the in-person. And I know it's a leap of faith. You're making that leap of faith as a parent. I do the same. When you send your child to school, you're trusting us to look out for their best interests. And I hope that our demonstrated actions represent the fact that we truly care about our kids, and we'll do whatever we can to help them get through this difficult time in their educational experience.
Let's talk about that intent form. That's basically what it means by intent form. That's saying, hey, we're gonna do the virtual academy, or we're gonna be in class on day one in person. If parents have to still fill that out or make that commitment, where do they go get that form? Where is it located at? How do they go about turning it in? Is it all digital? Is it paper? Just walk us. I mean, I don't want to say dumb it down, but make it where we can easily figure this out. If they haven't done it yet, how do they need to do it?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I have to give kudos to our leadership here at the central office. We have a website that's dedicated solely toward the reopening of school, but you can also go straight to our WarrenCountySchools.org website, and it's right there on the front page. It says school intent form. We've also sent it out through every social media outlet that we have. We've emailed it as well. They can certainly call their child's school. We'll make sure that form gets to them, but we feel like that we have implemented several measures to make it very easy for our community. In addition, we have a high percentage of our families that speak a second language, and so we also have a group that's dedicated toward reaching out to those families to ensure that they have the appropriate communication and their questions have been addressed as well.
One thing I can say that the reason why I think we're so confident in our house about sending our child back to school on that first day in person is the transparency that the Warren County Schools have done with this. Again, you guys are answering the questions, you're answering the concerns. I know firsthand how clean and safe the schools are, and I know the level that the teachers and administration, all the way down to custodians, are taking to ensure that level of safety. So I know that I am excited for day one and to get back into being better than normal, as we talk about so often. Real quick tonight, Rob, before I let you go, 4 p.m. on Facebook Live. We're going to be back on there. Folks can still, there'll be the open chat there. They can submit questions, and we'll have screeners in there taking questions, so you can have your questions answered and addressed tonight during that Facebook Live, right?
Absolutely, and again, we know that questions will continue because a lot of them are really individual. They may be school specific or unique to their child, and so we also encourage families to reach out to the school directly. I can assure you that our principals and our staff will be well prepared for this, and I think really schools across the state. Mr.
Right.
Fields and I have spoken, and I know they're working on many of the same processes to try to do the best that we can to get our kids back. And the one last thing I will say,
Yeah.
because I know this is a burning question, we're scheduled to open August the 12th, but it's like anything, we're going to continue to monitor the situation. Our plans are still to move forward. But at the same time, we don't have blinders on. We know that we have to continue to engage in conversations with our state and local health officials, the governor's office, and then certainly the Department of Education. And that process won't change. We'll continue that and take it day by day. And again, we're just looking forward to getting our kids back and our staff back.
You're doing a great job, along with all of our superintendents out there across the board. You and what Gary's doing with Bowling Green and all of our surrounding counties. You're making the best of a situation, and with the best interest of students and parents and teachers and faculty in mind.